Hi guys, so I was watching the Scottish Wild Camper doing a video the other day, and he was showing us how to make a lid for a titanium pot that he bought, and it reminded me that I still have a similar job to do as well. I bought the Dave Canterbury cookset a while ago, and I bought the snap-fit lid that goes onto the mug, but I found that it was just, when I say snap-fit, it really, I'll show you in a second actually, it really is a tight fit, and it was really awkward sometimes just trying to take the mug off the fire with this really tight fitting top and trying to get the lid back off it. So what I want to do is make a different lid, that's something that's just a little bit looser, that's a bit more easily to use when it's on the fire. Okay, so this is the what they call the snap fit lid that goes on the canteen set cup. And I'll show you what I mean when I say it's super tight, because it really, even to get it on, you've got to kind of really push hard, and I mean that's solid as anything. It's so tight, it's unbelievable. I'm not too sure what they had in mind when they designed this, whether they felt it was a good way to carry water around so it didn't actually leak or what, but really for the purposes of actually heating water up to get a brew on the fire, it's pretty useless, because you can imagine what it's like if this thing's all red hot after being in the fire and you're trying to get the lid off it when it's boiling hot. I've discovered the real trick is to actually squeeze the cup as you take it off, but even then it's like really tight. So I've decided that probably has its uses, but for the purposes of actually just getting a brew on the fire, what I really want to do is make something a bit less tight. So I've got a piece of some aluminium sheet. I'm just going to basically cut something out of that to use. I made a prototype here, which is basically just the shape of the actual lid, the top of the cup, and then just getting a wee border around it, with the idea is that you can fold in the sides. It's a good idea this actually, if you're going to do a project like this something, is just try and make a prototype out of a piece of cardboard. So just means you get a bit of a dry run first. So this is just the right size to clear the handle. If I remember correctly, I did this a while ago, I think I made it like a 15mm overlap. So this idea, I'm basically going to try and replicate this, obviously with the metal. And the other thing I want to do is make a similar sort of handle to this one that's on the snap fit. And basically I've just got a wee D-clip here that I stole off someone, and I'm going to just put a piece of metal across the top, have this sitting in the middle, just like that one, and just put a couple of pop rivets to hold it all in place. So that's the idea. So to start with, obviously we need to draw out the shape on the metal. Fold the handle out of the way to do that. So just take a Sharpie or a permanent marker. I'm just going to go around the outside. There we go. Not perfect, but never mind. And then basically what I want to do now is do this little bit is basically mark all the way around at 50mm out from that line. And just put a wee dot just on the 15mm position. basically go all the way around. And obviously don't have to be too fussy about this because I'm going to cut it with snips anyway, so it's not going to be perfect by any means, but as long as it does the job, I don't really care what it looks like if it's functional over beauty in this case. Okay, that looks alright. I'm just going to use these tin snips. I'm just going to go really rough around the outside just to actually get a starter for 10, as they say. Probably wear gloves doing this to protect my wee handies, but I'll just have to be careful. So this is just a rough cut around the outside. Straight in the bin. And now let's be a little bit faster. I have actually been meaning to do this for months, by the way. And I mean months. I bought this metal about 6 months ago. I just never ever seemed to manage to get around to doing this job. It's just very frustrating. But I'm planning to go out on another mission starting tomorrow, so it would be really nice to have this. There we go. Put that in the bin before somebody gets cut. Right. So that's the basic shape. So what I need to do now is just cut in to that line. and just have to be really careful I don't go too far. Just every so often round about. Now, if you wanted to be super fussy, you could always do this with a hacksaw or something, and then maybe it would be easier to be a lot more accurate with it. But this is first attempt at this, so if necessary I'll give it another shot later. But I think this should be alright. As I say though, really, if you're doing something like this, you should probably put some gloves on, because snipping metal like this, you do produce a lot of very sharp edges. And certainly if you're trying to show a youngster how to do something like this, it would be a good example to have some sort of safety gloves on, perhaps even some safety glasses. Alright, looks awesome. It really hurt my wrist though. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually the way the snips have worked, it's actually fanned it quite nicely all the way around there. Hold it in front of the camera, which could be quite useful because if I start here, so what I really just want to do is make sure I fold it on that line and not before it. I mean after it. I basically just want to work my way around, trying to just make sure I get a nice neat fold. I don't want to necessarily fold it all the way in just yet, but just make sure I get the fold in the right place more than anything else. And if I do get it slightly wrong, then at least I can make a bit of adjustment if I haven't folded it right down yet. Might actually been better to use stainless steel for this, but aluminium is a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier to work with. So, and it is only a lid after all. It's not like you're drinking out of it or anything. It shouldn't impart any flavour to the water, hopefully. But if it does, then maybe I will just treat this as a second prototype and get some stainless steel and do it properly the next time. But we'll see how this goes. I think it might be okay. No point in being too fussy with these things. Alright, that's not bad. Let's just make sure that that's actually going to go on the tin cup. Yeah, that's actually really nice. This is really nice. So really just want to go round again and just bring the folds into not quite 90 degrees, but probably not far away from it. Yeah, actually that's not a bad technique, just knocking it. Probably not the right tool for the job. 2 secs, I'll find a hammer. Right, that's not bad. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's not bad. Let's just make sure it still goes on the top. Yeah. Actually, that's a really nice fit. It looks like shit, but it actually is pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of sharp edges there, which I'm not too happy about. What I might do, actually, I'm not going to film it just now, but what I might do is just use the angle grinder basically to just smooth that all off. But yeah, that's alright. This is just a plastic coating on there, which I'm not going to bother taking off because it'll soon, excuse me, it'll soon disappear once it goes on the fire. I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is cut a piece of metal to sort of go over this D ring. Now, on my prototype I did work out the exact centre for this, so in theory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of metal across this I'm just going to drill 2 holes and just use pop rivets to hold that piece of metal in place. But I'll just do this again because it doesn't exactly have to be totally perfect anyway. So what's that? About 9 centimetres. What's 9 divided by 2? 4.5. 14 centimetres, right line. Okay. So this D clamp is, so the straight bit on that is about 20 millimeters. So from my piece of metal, which is here, basically I just want to cut a strip that's about 20 millimeters wide. It doesn't have to be exact, and it doesn't have to be perfectly square, but let's try and make it fairly close. Might have been an idea to use a decent pen, but never mind. So just want to cut a nice strip off there. That's too long, but well, shorten it in a sec. So if I've done that right, it should fit quite nicely on there. It's not a bad shape actually. Why does my monitor just suddenly freeze for no reason? That's what I want to know. It's fine. Maybe that's it. Okay, so that's actually pretty good, even though I say so myself. So what I want to do now is shape it up a bit. I could just put it on there flat, but what I thought I would try and do is actually put a wee groove in it to accommodate the D. To do that, I'm going to just use one of the pop rivets and try and squeeze the metal in the vise a bit to make it the right sort of shape. So I'll move the camera over there so that we can actually see the vise, since I've just realised we can't at the moment. That's not bad. So what I want to do is use 2 bits of wood like this. And pop rivet like this. You'll see what I mean in a minute, it's probably not very clear. Drop it.
right, I'm making a bit of a meal of this. May not even be worth bothering with. Alright. That's not even a straight edge. So what I want to try and do is just position these bits of wood in the rivet so that when I squeeze it in the vise I end up with a nice wee groove for the D-clip to sit in. It's super awkward to set up though. Yep, sorry. So I don't know if you can really see that, to be honest. So the idea is when I tighten up the vise, like that, and then drop everything on the floor. Well, actually, no, I didn't. Forget. Oh, that's not bad. It's not exactly as perfect as I would have wanted it, but that's not bad. So, the idea is I end up with a bit where the D can sort of sit quite happily, like that. Right, I'm going to take a file to this. Easier if I just got the angle grinder out right enough, but you know what, I just might do that. So what I'm really doing here is just taking those corners off, because if I don't, they're going to catch and pull and probably end up cutting my fingers or something. It's just always good practice to, when doing any metal work at all, is to just make sure there's not any sticky out bits that are going to potentially cause damage to something. I could put this in the rice and do this, but it's just easy to do it by holding it. Alright, so next job is to drill a nice neat hole through there. Sensible person. Would actually put a nice wee starter hole. Like that. We're going to go about there. Grab my cheap and nice pop riveter. I'm going to put that D in there first. These are the most crap pop riveters I've ever had. So crap. Oh, these are rubbish, these pop riveters. Oh man. Scary as anything. Right, okay, that's not too bad. I really need to send these back because I don't know why, but the broken part of the pop rivet just jams in there. It's really crap. They're going back, they're absolute pish. Absolute like pish, as they say in Scotland. Look, that's just completely jammed in there. They can be so crap. Sorry about this, guys, but this is my review of some cheap and nasty flipping pop riveters, which are utter crap. It's unbelievable. And I managed to break that other rivet, so at least you know it's live. Oh, crap. I didn't pay much for these, but honestly, they're rubbish. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so that's not desperate in the totally in the middle, because otherwise it would come up straight, but it's actually a bit too loose as well. It'd be better if it was a bit tighter than that, but it's not bad. I'm going to get the angle grinder out. Smooth round there. Take the tops off these rivets if I can. It might not be that easy. What I can do is I can use that to hold it in the vise quite nicely. Not that well, but sparks all over my good clays. Just to show you how to do more. What do you think? It's made it a lot better. There's lots of it sticking out, so that's like way smoother along the bottom. A couple of bits still a bit sharp, but it's not bad. It's a nice fit. Definitely a nice fit. This is a bit loose, but maybe I can do something about that. Well, maybe all I need to do is give it a wee hit. Then if I just arrange this. This isn't recommended. It's quite silly, but let's try it anyway. Plan B. It won't sit flat because the rivets. Let's put it on the actual ball end of the ball peen hammer. And what's the chances of me being able to hold this flipping in the right place? Extremely just not bad. Every touch. Ah. Oh yes. Not there again. But yeah, that's like way tighter, as you can see, just with that wee hit. I think it'll probably tighten up anyway once it's been heated up and stuff a few times. But yeah, that's not bad. I'm quite happy with that. What I'll do is a first attempt anyway. We'll see how it does in the field. That'll be the proof of the concept. Okay, so there we go. As I say, that's not perfection by any means at all, but it's going to work. It's nice and easy on, easy off, which is what we want compared to that snap-on one. It's just way too tight. This is going to be loads better on the fire. Brilliant. So I'll let you know how I get on when I get it out in the field and give it a wee try run. But I'm quite happy with that. Okay, see you later.